We were right in the heart of the. We've lived long enough to remember when they started putting fins on cars, and to be alive when they are, revolutionary bypassing in the ability to have information. I mean, there was a time when we were talking last night. There was a time when information came out of the Encyclopedia Britannica, and you had to be able to read and buy a set and sit
and have time to go to the library.
And now, anything you want to know, you just pull up your computer and ask the question.
Pull up your telephone, even.
Yeah.
Even the telephone. And these things are worldwide.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
Everybody's got a camera.
It's just amazing the world we live in.
Anybody can tell a story from anywhere.
And I think of and everything's perspective. When I'm living on the place. When I was a kid, we'd come down here this time of year. This is March, and we'd be going to the field to set tobacco or reset tobacco. In the mornings, it would be cold. I mean, it'd be cold. By the afternoon, it'd be hot. We picked tobacco in those fields. We'd go out there as young'uns, and we went in the field, and we'd get soaking wet in the mornings, and we labored real hard. They'll put you in jail for that now. I seen a thing on the news where somebody got in trouble for working their kid in a Popeye's fried chicken. A 9-year-old kid was back there cleaning up the kitchen. And some customer saw it and reported them, and they were in trouble with the law. And I'm thinking, are you crazy? Work will not hurt you at any age.
Up where we live in Maine, there's certain times of the year when the blueberries are picked and certain times when the potatoes are picked. And they used to set the school year based on the crop rotation.
They did it. They did that same way with the
there was
tobacco.
certain times of year when they didn't have school because all the kids would go out and pick potatoes, or all the kids would go out and harvest the blueberries.
Yeah.
And then some politician came along and said, "Well, this is child abuse. You can't do this anymore," and made it against the law. But that's wrong.
Well,
just like you say, it's wrong. My parents worked from the time they could work, no matter what age they were, and they supported the family. They learned what you learn when you work, when you support your family. They learned those kind of.
Well, that's the reason. Like we were talking a while ago, that's the reason I get fanatical about political stuff, political coverage, because politics affects your life, affects what you can do. So it's nice to be aware of what these people are trying to do. We were watching the thing the other night. The guys out with the cattle ranch. It's a big family. Beggs, I believe, Beggs, I believe is her name. Been ranching for generations, and now they're wild horses. And then the Bureau of Land Management says you got to move the cows off because the horses have destroyed all the vegetation and there's not enough. They're getting pulled. So you got to pull the cows out and let wild horses, which are not native to the United States. These are people in 2,000 miles away making those decisions. There's nothing right about that. It's just like us being really in Afghanistan and Iraq and all that. I mean, think about it. Ever since World War II, this country has been a war machine. There's business in it. There's money in it. There's money in wars. There's money in that stuff. In my opinion, we need to let those people do the same thing we did in the Civil War. Have your war, somebody wins, somebody loses. And then things settle down where people can live. Let them have their war. One side will win, the other side will lose, and then life can go on. But we go in there and spend our blood and treasure. That's one thing that I will agree with any politician. Trump said he wanted to get us out of that stuff. Tulsi Gabbard says she wants to get us out of that stuff. But it seems to be real hard to do. There's a machinery in our Washington bureaucracies that run the show. Even one of the guys famously testified, not Sondland, but the other one. Gosh, I'm awful with names. I can think of this stuff when I'm telling my wife. But he said that he's talking about the president. He said Trump didn't go with the agenda we had prepared for him, with the talking points we had prepared for him. Now, he's an unelected bureaucrat, and he was offended because the president of the United States is elected by the people of the United States, didn't follow his agenda. So, let's get him out of office. That stuff is important. Yeah. It's important. Yeah. It's important to know what's going on. So,
well, you mentioned something that brought something else to mind for me. But we were talking about kids, about how when you were a kid, you worked on the farm with the family.
We worked.
I saw something on Facebook the other day where they said the teen and preteen suicide rate is up 70%.
You know why? They have no value. They have no value. See, we were valuable to our family. If we didn't do this stuff that our mom and daddy made us do, but if we didn't get the crop in. We didn't have the money. We didn't, the family didn't succeed. You see what I'm saying? Just like when I raised these boys at Kate's, we were so blessed. I married a woman with 4 head of kids. And then we took in a boy too. We were in the trucking business. I had some trucks and trailers. These boys had to work. Now, they had money. They had a car. Each one of them had a vehicle. One had a pickup and 2 had cars. And the girls had cars. And they had money to spend. But a lot of times on Friday night, they would be right out there in that shop till midnight working on trucks and trailers because they knew it had to be done in order for that money to keep flowing. All our kids, every single one of them, are not afraid to work. All of them do. Every one of them are valued at their job because of their work ethic. It's important. I remember when I was a kid, there was paper mills down in St. Mary's in Brunswick. They looked for the farm kids because they knew the farm kids had a work ethic. Not to say that city kids wouldn't, but city kids didn't have the opportunity. Because if your parents work a job, how are you going to contribute? See the disadvantage that society is in nowadays really because of our success. The old kids need to be involved in the family. And kids now they try to supplement it with sports, to make that the thing. But that's an illusion. Although they try to teach them discipline and cooperation and all that. Sports are good, but it doesn't fill in for value. It's plain and simple. You need value in your life. You need to be needed. Jordan Peterson says it well. You need to look at every day as a way to try to improve yourself and things around you and people around you. Do things. That's what Christ taught. You have a value here. God created you for something. And it's not just to get to heaven. What we were talking last night. The idea is to put heaven in you. To make this life, this journey that we're going through now, better for yourself and everybody around you. That's your job in life. I don't know what else to say.
What are we going to do today?
Well, I thought only thing I can do is ride through the woods and look at the place like we did yesterday. Today it'll be a little drier.
Is it okay if we bring the YouTubers along?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Josh has took them down. I'll show you where he cut the cedar trees up and so on and so forth. It's nothing but just a trip through these old southern pines.
YouTubers, you want to go for a ride with me and Bicknell? If you do, just shake your head yes.
There you go.
They're shaking their head.
Let me wipe this coffee off my spill.
All right, I'm gonna go tell Honeybag. You ready to go now, or you want to, change your socks and underwear and such?
No, I'm fine. I'm ready.
I'm gonna go let Honeybaby know we're going, and I'll be back in a minute.